So we're going to dive into a very interesting topic. I was doing my group coaching that started today, and I started to realize sometimes I think I talk very not dark, but truth and real. I believe there's a lot of motivational speakers out there. I believe there's a lot of influencers out there, and I believe in the light and I believe in all of the positivity. But I start to realize that sometimes these coaches and influencers are training people to be super positive and happy. It's what I do. I believe in the law of manifestation. I believe in the law of attraction. I believe in all of that stuff. But I believe that the thing that coaches are doing, and even leaders of light and stuff like that, I believe the thing that a lot of people are doing per se wrong, I hate to use the word right or wrong, but that are doing, I just got a message. But I believe that the thing that people are doing wrong is then when people actually go to move forward and the darkness starts to hit them, they weren't prepared for it. They weren't warned for it. I remember I've always been an empath since I was a little kid, but most of my life I grew up atheist. I just didn't know what to believe in, so I was like, I'll label myself as atheist. I don't know what to label myself as. And it wasn't actually until I had my first son, and I was like, if all these people are going to be teaching my kid about Jesus, I better learn about this person or thing called Jesus that everybody is teaching my kid about. And so that's where I started to dive in deep, and I researched different religions. I tried different things, and which brought me to where my spirituality is now. I won't dive into that part, but I do want to let you know where I was doing myself a disservice my whole entire life. I believed in law of attraction. I believed in energy. I believed in the universe. I believed in dark and light. I believed in all of that. The problem is when I would start to get in alignment, I didn't understand what was happening when every time I would move towards something, horrible stuff would happen in my life. Horrible stuff. And as I would start to get more connected, I'm I get very vivid dreams. I get my answers through dreams. I am very kinesthetic, where I feel massive energies around people, the dark and the light, and it scared the hell out of me, if I'm being honest. And so I would tap out. I'd be like, I'm not going to do this stuff. Even when I became a Reiki master, I was like, I am getting both the positive and the negative with people. And I would get debilitating anxiety, debilitating depression. I was holding on to these dark energies that would attach to me. And I know we're going woo here, but just trust the process, as I won't go too woo on you, but I can go really woo. But I started to realize it's because nobody prepared me. Like, people would be like, yeah, put up your shield, put your armor on, do all these things. And I'm like, but it's not working for me. It's not. And I recognized it was for multiple reasons. One of two things. Number one, I didn't know what my source was. I believed in the energy of the universe. I believed in energetics. I believed in angels. I believed in all this stuff, but I didn't actually know who my higher power was. And whoever your higher power is, that's great. That's awesome. Like, you do you and you believe you. I will never ever push my beliefs on you, but I will talk through my own experience. And so as I started to learn about God, learn about Jesus, learn about who I believe is my source now, I started to, once again, every time I would open my journal, all of a sudden, all hell would break loose. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing what all these people are supposed to be doing. I feel like I'm so connected to my higher source now. I know exactly in my mind, like, who he looks like, who he is, what his voice sounds like. I actually got to know my higher source by reading the Bible. Maybe for you, it's the Tao. Maybe for you, it's whatever it is, it works for you. But I started to realize that the reason that no one else was being attacked is because actually I was blessed that I found my light and my truth later in life. Because it wasn't just a routine or a religion or something that I was cemented in just learning and doing my whole entire life. I actually had to do research. I actually had to get to know who God was for me. I had to actually get to know, what does he sound like? How does he relay messages for me personally? What are those personal messages that I'm getting, and how do they come to me? It wasn't until I realized I get my messages through dreams and through feelings. Some people, they actually can hear voices, whatever that is. And I realized, why do I feel, and this isn't an egotistical thing, why do I feel like I'm more spiritual than people that have been going to church their whole entire life? And I started to realize it's because I came with spirituality with, number one, knowing nothing, number two, being a rebel to it and being atheist my whole entire life, and number three, with the observation to seek and understand from my own understanding, not what outside sources are telling me to believe, or that I have to work and then I'll do all this stuff and then I'll have salvation or whatever it is. I'm not going to go into the religion talk because that will create lots and lots of haters. But I will tell you, and my source is God, and I know exactly what he sounds like to me, exactly how he relays messages to me, and all those things. And so every time I open the light up, my friend Jen Rody explains it in a really good way. Every time I open my light up again, whether it's getting really diving back into my Bible, whether it's meditating on a very deep level, whatever it is that I start doing to feel connected, even just talking right now, you guys, like, I'm connected. Like, I get chills, I get goosebumps, like I almost feel like I'm out of my body. And I started to realize that all of a sudden, oh, that's where I was going with it. Jen Rody, she says, you open the light, you attract moss. You have to understand, when you start to open your energy, this is why I love money energy, this is why I love all things energy and manifestation. When you start to open that almost pop can, bad analogy. When you turn on the lantern, you start to attract moss and all the dark energy too. It comes with it. It's here. Whether you believe in spiritual warfare or not, like, it's a real thing. There's dark energy. There's dark energy here on earth. There's dark energy floating all around our homes, our all these things. And so when you start to open that up and you don't know how to protect yourself, or you don't know how to tell the difference, it's probably because you don't know your light source. It's either what someone has told you, or it's just what you picture in your own mind, but you're not actually diving in to understand and seek for understanding how light source communicates for you. How does your higher self communicate to you? And so, number one, you have to be willing to fight the war. Because if you are afraid, number one, the dark energy is going to latch onto that fear and anxiety and debilitate you to a point where you're like, yep, nope, I check out. Or you're going to start to question everything you've ever believed in your life. And you're like, this was not what I was taught. This is not what it's supposed to be like. But why am I feeling like this is truth? And that's how I actually found my light and found my understanding. Is I started to go to all these different, and this is turning very spiritual, but just know that my intentions are to purely love everybody. I started to go to all these different religions and all these different churches and all these different things. I'm like, well, why does this feel so true, but this feels so wrong? And it wasn't until I actually seeked to understand and did research on it versus putting it on a bookshelf for all of these books to stack up and get heavy and break, and then I feel like a failure. I started to like, no, I trust my feelings. I trust the light. I trust what I'm feeling within inside me because I'm so clear and open. And so, but you have to be willing to fight the war, because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to step out and start preaching what I believe. It's not even easy right now, you guys. I believe in the deep state. I believe in the dark energies within the universe right now, and all these conspiracy facts. I believe in them. And as I start to speak up about them and I start to share them, I gain more haters. I gain more people that are like, you're a lunatic, you're crazy, you're weird. What's Nicole up to now? Like, I've always been the black sheep. I've been the black sheep in my family. I've been the black sheep with my friends. I've been the black sheep. Like, I'm used to being the black sheep. I've been through public shaming before. I've been through all this stuff. But until you guys are not afraid of it, because those are just distractions. Mental sabotage and anxiety is a distraction. Physical sabotage is a distraction. Social, like people, thinking you're crazy is a distraction. Every time we've moved to do something positive in our life, bad things happen, and it's just reality. And you have to be willing to fight the fight. Every time I launch a Finance Your Destiny, something blows up in my face. I remember the day my husband signed for his truck, I got in a car wreck, totaled my car, I got injured, Tav got hurt, like all of these things happened and it was just all falling apart. We got kicked out of the place we were living because they were going to sell it and we were just renting at the time. And I was like, what am I going to do? It all starts to feel very, very heavy. And here's my belief. I believe dark energies are here. I believe they're here to stop us, but I also believe light and higher vibrations will always win. But you have to be willing to not be afraid. You have to be willing to whatever you believe in, putting, the best thing I've learned so far is like putting the blood of Jesus all over people, whatever it is for you. Maybe you shine your light or, whatever it is that you do, that you believe in, that you can overpower. I believe if you can get your mind and your energy in the right place to not be afraid and to really step in, you're going to make a difference in this world. If you are not experiencing sabotage in your life, and I hate to talk dark, but other people aren't doing it, I have to go here. If you are not experiencing sabotage in your life, you're probably not living in fulfillment. Because anything that is full of light that is actually going to change and make a difference in this world gets shut down. You look at the Out of Shadows video right now. It's like every dark energy within the deep state, every dark energy within this earthly world is trying to shut down so much truth within that. Why is our food destroyed by Monsanto? Because they have money, they have power, they have rule, they have ruling over this world, and all these little robotic people that are, I go to the store and I see all these people with masks on and stuff, and I'm like, yay, thank you for protecting. But do you actually realize you're protecting it for other people, not actually protecting it for yourself? A mask on yourself does absolutely nothing. It protects the other person. But people just do it because they don't understand it. And so I know I'm on a rant here, but I want you to really think about, you must be willing to fight the war. You must be willing to fight the war if you're stepping up in your true fulfillment. And you also have to be willing to speak out. A lot of influencers don't speak out about their personal beliefs because they're worried about money and they're worried about ruining their reputation or their image. Hands down. That's why when people get in the little anti-vaccine or pro-vaccine debates, whatever it is, it's like, most people, they won't talk about what they do if they're an influencer because they don't want to even get into politics. They don't want to even get into all that stuff. But how do you expect to be here on earth and be a human being in the light and image of God, but not actually share the light and images that you believe to be true? And there's right or wrong for everybody. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you have opposite beliefs as me. I don't care if you believe that I'm a completely big conspiracy theorist. I don't care if you believe that I neglect my child of medical attention because I don't vaccinate. I don't care what you think about me, but I will spread my truth throughout the world. And you should do the same, even if it's opposite of what I think and what I believe, because there is a bigger mission on this world besides just money. Besides just helping people with business and their money energy and making money. If I can't actually change lives and fulfill what God has me here to fulfill, whatever that is, I believe I'm a messenger that's different messages all over the place, all over the time, here to serve people at different levels. If you are not actually serving, and I hate to say things in a way that I'm right, so I am open to always being wrong, but I will tell you, if dark energy is not actually trying to attach to you right now and harm you and hurt you, or actually trying to destroy your image or your finances or anything right now, you're probably not fulfilling the right fulfillment. Because anytime you open that light, moss will always come and try to stop you. And so the other thing that I wrote down is, that's actually what I wrote down, is you must be willing to fight the war, and you are here for a reason. And I want you to start speaking your truths, because that's how the world changes. Whatever that is for you, even if it's completely opposite of what I believe. But how are you actually going to know how to do that? I see so many people, and this might offend some people, but I see so many people that are like, oh my gosh, like I'm just trusting my intuition. I'm like, awesome. What is your intuition? Who is your intuition? Like where is your source actually coming from? And then they'll say, oh, it's God, or, it's the universe, or all these things. Awesome. Who is God? Like, who is God to you? Because to some people, God is Jesus. To somebody else, God is, they're all separate people. All these things. It doesn't matter what you believe, and we don't have to go into like what's right or wrong or this or that, but you must know, how does God speak to you? How does God give you messages? My husband gets visual signs, like literally messages on a billboard that like give him his answers. For me, it's feelings and dreams. But guess what? The dark energies, the demons, the things that people don't talk about, they also come to me in dreams. And it freaks me the hell out, because the stronger I get, the stronger they attach me. My only fear right now is I've literally overcame everything. I'm terrified of my kids or my husband dying, because I really feel like that's like the next step of the way that they're going to self-sabotage me. So I pray over angels over my family every single day. I pray over angels over my clients every single day. I put angels in the corners of my houses every single day, and I shed light and the blood of Jesus all over my house all the time, because I do understand that the dark has power too. But are you willing to come together with light? You need people. You need light energy. You need to be speaking out so you can attract the people that will help protect you, but also that you can help protect other people. And so dark energies could be defined to however you believe dark energies is defined. To me, it's demons and hell breaking loose in this world and trying to stop good from happening. It's that spiritual warfare. That's what it is for me. For somebody else, you're going to have your own interpretation of what that is for you. For me, dark energy is also negative thoughts, things that are not true, the lies we tell ourselves, the blame that we try to blame on other people. Even if I have a powerful stance in what I believe spiritually and what I believe in health and what I believe in my conspiracy theories, I still come with love. And I don't do this perfectly, but I still come at love with people that think different than me. Because if you're trying to change people's mindset on what you believe about health or vaccines or the politics or whatever it is, fighting people and coming against people and arguing with people, that is a distraction. That is a distraction that the enemy has to separate you from the people here on earth that you're probably here to help and shine light on. And so I know this is a really weird and random topic, but it's been placed on me so hardcore, and I'm so sick of like influencers and people just like hiding behind their own personal beliefs, because that's the reason we're here, is to share our beliefs, is to shed light, is to give hope so people have questions, so people want to seek to understand and not seek to just like do what they've been told their whole life. Because if you don't question everything, you will never ever grow in life, because everything that you've been taught or learned or placed upon, even the things I'm telling you right now, have been due to things that have been implanted in my head, and I've had to question everything to find the truth for me, and that truth looks different for everyone. If right now you feel like you're supposed to spread your message to the world, that's super awesome. You should be doing it, no matter who you're worried about. The thing that you're probably worried about the most is, okay, when I post this thing, I'm worried about what my clients are going to think. I'm worried about what my mom's going to think. I'm going to worry about what my husband's going to think, or my husband's best friend or my cousin. Like, block them. Do whatever you need to do so that you can get your message out there. But also understand, maybe you're feeling like you're just supposed to pray day in and day out for people. Because I can tell you right now, here's going into my conspiracy theorist, and I'm just going to go with it because I hope people are enjoying this. The enemies within the deep state right now, because it is so satanic, they are not sleeping at night. They're working harder than we're working as human beings to come together. I'm just going to say it like that. That's my personal belief, because I understand the dark energies, because I've researched it so much. You have to work the light energy as much as the dark energy is willing to attack you, whatever that looks like for you. And so I don't care if it destroys your business. You guys, I've lost businesses. I've grown businesses. I've gave up businesses. I've not even sold out of businesses. I've gave businesses away and was like, just keep the money. I want nothing to do with it. Like, I'm not afraid to step away from anything. I'm not afraid to go live in a box tomorrow. I am not afraid to literally lose it all. But so many of you are, and you're not showing up with your deep, true beliefs that literally could save the world, save someone, give someone hope, give someone peace, because you're afraid to share your personal beliefs because you don't want it to ruin your business. And I will tell you, your business may be the pathway to how you help people in this world, but your deepest messages that are inside of you, that's what's going to really help. That's really probably your fulfillment. If you are not being fulfilled in your life right now, it's probably because you're not really living in fulfillment of what God has you wanting to speak about right now. So if you're someone that say you lost your job during this whole coronavirus thing, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm miserable. How are we going to pay our bills? How are we going to do this? Maybe everything got taken away from you because you're actually supposed to step up and do something different. Maybe everything got taken away from you because you're actually supposed to sit in a home with your spouse for the next 30 days and figure out your relationship. But so many times we place our stuff on money and worldly things and what people think of us and all this stuff that you're not actually stepping up and speaking about what you're supposed to speak about right now. So I think I missed a lot of your guys' comments. Dude, I've been on my knees multiple times a day recently. We all should be. And whether it's not your knees, maybe for you it's a journal, maybe for you it's meditation. Like, I believe in God, I believe in prayer, I believe in dark enemies, I believe in all of that. But know that I'm not pressing my beliefs on you, but I will share my experience through my own beliefs, and you convert that into whatever you personally believe. My husband literally had a conversation with a dark spirit the other day. It was whack. Oh, it's so real. Do we observe? Yes. So I would say you don't want to give energy to it. I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you to give energy to any of this, but nobody is talking about it. So then when people go after their dreams and their mission, and then they wonder why their kid breaks their arm, or why you total your car, or all these things that have happened to me, why your engine and your husband semi blows twice, like all of these things, that's not a coincidence, you guys. You get tested. And you get tested on how am I going to act and respond in those moments when everything falls apart. I am prepared for worst case scenario. My biggest fear, like I said, is my family and my kids dying. But I am prepared for worst case scenario, and that is not going to stop me from spreading light and messages in this world that people need to hear. It's just not going to stop me. Now, would I be devastated? Absolutely. And I hate even talking about it. Like, I hate even, like, please, you guys, place angels around my family so hardcore right now because I'm going to start crying. But it's a reality that nobody's talking about. We don't talk about the dark. We don't talk about it because we're so afraid to attract it. Even me right now, because I know my light and my energy is going to just shine on, but it's going to attract all those moths too, to let all hell break loose, which is why the first thing I ever teach in Financial Destiny is sabotage, because and that's why I have such a high rate of return of investment on people on all of my courses. People started my group coaching, and with one day, people are already making 5 times their income in one day on a $97 course. Like, literally 5 times their income on a $97 course, because I'm not afraid to tell people your life is going to fall apart when you take this course. And I'm not saying that to manifest it, but too many people are in their happy land of everything's positive, just affirmation your way out of it, just speak only good, you create your reality. That is true, but there's also a reality of energy that gets brought with that. And if you are not prepared for it, and if you are not prepared for the war and to fight back, you are going to totally squash down, feel like a failure, live in the same loop over and over and over and over, because every time you start to go after something, the energy, the devil, whatever you want to call it, knows how to stop you. They know that if, I used to remember when we started going to marriage classes, every time we would go, my kid would swell up with sinus infections and get so sick, and it would pull at my mom heartstrings. Like, I need to just miss this. I just need to stay home with him. He needs his mom, all of these things. But until I stopped staying home, until I stopped listening to those lies and understanding that he'll be okay. Yes, I'm going to be worried the whole time, but he'll be okay. He's with safe people, was when it finally stopped. When it finally stopped. Because if the devil knows he can get you through your mindset, he will. And he'll just keep getting you your mindset. If you finally get past your mindset stuff, then the devil knows he's going to get you through your health or someone else's health. You guys, I literally started all of my stuff yesterday, my group programs and all these different things. Daycare called me yesterday. Hey, your son's puking. You got to come get him. Like, to try to stop me, to try to stop these things. I get him home. He's perfectly fine. Nothing's even wrong. Nothing was even wrong with him. He had slept for 2 hours. We had had a long night and he was just like sick to his stomach, but he was perfectly fine. But I wouldn't have seen that if I wouldn't have continually pushed through. Then after that, you're going to get the social sabotage. Some of you on here are like, wow, this chick is whack. I did not know she had this deep of thoughts within her, because I'm one of those that typically just keep it safe, don't share my deep thoughts. But I'm in this new thing where it's like, I am done not being myself to the fullest degree of what really needs to come out. And there's so much light out there and it's so great and it's so awesome. But sometimes you have to have the contrast to see reality. You cannot see the full picture without questioning everything you have learned throughout your life. Everything, whether it comes to business owning, whether it comes to money, whether it comes to your religious beliefs, whether it comes to spirituality, whether it comes through the way you eat, your doctors, like all of this. I'm not saying any of it is bad, but question everything to get the full truth that you are meant to have here on earth. Because my journey looks way different than your journey. Maybe you can sit around and eat McDonald's all day long and you will never die of cancer or anything horrible. My husband will always say, one of my uncles smoked till they were like 80 years old and he was just fine. That's awesome. That might be great. But if you're not tapped into your intuition to know, maybe I shouldn't smoke every day till I'm 80 years old because I may die, you know what I mean? You won't know your true truth until you actually step into your truth, and be okay that it looks different. I'm okay that people might not believe in God, because I didn't believe in God for most of my life. I'm okay with that. Because I know that as I share my messages, I've been down the journey that somebody else has been through, that I can help them find God if that's what they want. But maybe the Tao is what they want. Maybe Buddhism is what they want. Like, everybody has their own beliefs. But you are here on this earth to educate and teach other people your journey. We all have the same goal. We all want peace. We all want light. We all want to hopefully go to heaven or universe or whatever you want. Maybe you believe in just dying and being okay being dead in the ground. That's fine too. But we all have the same goal of being happy, being peaceful, being financially free, being good parents. Like, we all want the same thing, but the energies will try to divide us, that we all want something completely different due to materialistic things, due to the way that looks, whether being a stay-at-home mom is bad or being a stay-at-home mom is good, whether you own your own business or you work a 9 to 5. I believe we all have a place here on earth, and we should never judge as if we are not equal as anybody else. But I do believe that we all could be doing a little bit better to sharing the thoughts, the feelings, the visions, the things we're hearing, sharing those with other people, no matter who you lose, no matter who's going to judge you, no matter what it's going to cost you financially. Like, I don't care, you guys. We sold everything, picked up. My husband moved to Vegas, a month homeless on his own. That's where our journey started. That's where our journey started. $200 in his pocket. Me back home trying to sell the house. Literally, we maybe profited $1,000 off the house. And we're like, well, let's hope it works out. All because of a feeling that we couldn't see all of the steps, but we knew that's what we were supposed to do. We did it, and it's created this beautiful reality that we have now. My little farm that I'm growing. And just being able to serve people in a higher light. For me, I don't mind charging people because it's my job. I'm a coach. My husband, he will work with people for free all the time. He's on the phone with people because he feels like his service is best to, work and, deliver goods to America and, help make America great again and all these different things. But also he has this servant heart where I'll just talk to anyone on the phone all day long. Like, you know what I mean? And for me, I'm like, I overgive, overvalue, and I also know that people need to be invested to actually get the results that they want, even if it's $97 to 5 times their income. So it's been really, really good, and it's been a really good journey, but I don't mean for this to be a dark energy video, but I do want to speak truth, and I want to speak reality, and I don't care how much you pray your way out of something, how much you affirmation your way out of something. You have to be prepared for the spiritual war. You have to be prepared for the earthly war. And honestly, this COVID thing has me more freaked out, not because of the virus. Like that's a whole nother topic. I'm more freaked out because of the way I've seen people react. I'm sad. I'm disappointed. It's really showed people's cycles and true energies. But then on the opposite hand, I'm very proud. I'm very proud of the people I surround myself with. Very proud of when people are like, I feel like I'm supposed to be speaking out of this, but I'm worried it's going to ruin my photography business. I'm worried that it's going to do this. So what can I do, Nicole, to just spread what I want to, but without like losing everything and being able to help people overcome that block? That's powerful me. The people want it, and they seek to understand, and they seek to ask. Or they're just like me and they just full force, like, don't give a crap, and they just spread their message and they just like really show up 100% true to them. I've done the image thing. I've done the protecting other people's image thing. I've done all that, and it's like, no, we're all humans. We all poop the same. We all blow our nose the same. It's all disgusting, and we need to show up real, and that's how you're going to connect with people, and that's how you're actually going to get business too. Videos like this get me more business than me, here's your 5 steps to 6 figures. Like it just does, because people connect, they love me, they can relate to me. So yes, you're going to get haters. I'm going to get those people that block me, or I said something that offended them about religion or something, and that's okay. I love them, and I hope they love me. We can agree to disagree, and it's not the right time for us to be in the same path together. But I get to move forward, do my thing, and just love you guys. So I love you guys. You guys are awesome. This went a little longer than I was expecting, but that's okay. You guys are awesome. Have a good day, and go do what you're called to do today with no judgment, no expectations, and just show up, willing to lose it all, manifesting to gain even more.